And
Oh my god.
I didn't even have the mic on. What is happening? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening? Fuck it up. But we have a book haul. We have a quick one today. All of these books came, surprisingly, from my local library. I have been visiting my local library pretty regularly, and every time I go in there, I kind of just skim through their books that are for sale, and I have found these books. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books that I paid $17 in total for. Not all at one time, but over like the last couple of months, and it's really exciting because I found some gems. I found some new authors for me, and all of these books were either $2 for hardback or $1 for the paperback, and I couldn't be more excited. So let's go ahead and jump right into these. The first two books that I picked up, let me actually move this back just a little bit, but the first two books that I ended up picking up, now we're talking business. Okay, the first two books that I picked up, I actually need to buy books 1 and 2 for, but I was like, I'm saving money regardless by buying the first two for $1 each. I spent $2 on these books, and it is two books by a new author for me. I love these covers. It is Shielded Wrongs by Adelaide Forrest and Grieved Loss by Adelaide Forrest. The Baddie Crime Syndicate series, there's two books before this, are books 3 and 4. So I do need to buy books 1 and 2, but I'm glad that I saved money on purchasing the last two. I have no idea what that book is about, what those books are about, but with it being a crime family, I'm assuming there's maybe some mafia in here. And I didn't want to read the synopsis of these two books because there are books 3 and 4. So I'll go ahead and look into getting books 1 and 2, and just kind of go from there. The next book that I got here is actually by Lisa Jewell. And I don't think this is a thriller. I think that this is a romance. It's not a romance, I'm sorry. This is a mystery novel, but it's more so like centered around a couple, which is a little bit different than what I already have by Lisa Jewell. So this one is called After the Party by Lisa Jewell. Never heard of this one before. And honestly, the only reason why I got this one was because there was a credit card $5 minimum where you had to pay at least $5 or have $5 worth of books to purchase with it a card. And I didn't have any cash on me, so I went ahead and added that to my little cart or whatever. And then this next one is called Keep My Heart in San Francisco by Amelia Diane Combs. This one looks like it's a YA novel. So this one follows Caroline, and she has big fashion dreams. So she's a fashion girly. She has plans for her spring break to kind of delve into that, but her dad kind of pivots her plans for spring break and requires her to work in their family bowling alley. And then things also take a turn for the worse when she learns that they're struggling financially. They could end up losing everything. And there's also a little dabble of romance in here. So it's a coming of age, it's romance, you've got a little bit of family troubles. I thought this was cute. It's in perfect condition. It's used, but it's in perfect condition. And again, it was only $2. Then, y'all, I was surprised to find these two books in my library, and also for them to be under like the $2 bracket. So we do have like a small little section that's like, this book was released this year, so this one's going to be like $4 or $5 versus the 2. But these ones were in there. I wasn't planning on buying any more of one of these authors because I didn't like the first book that I read by her. But I was like, if I read it and I don't love it, I can put it into a free little library. It's in perfect condition, and I can read it, see how I like it, and kind of go from there. Happy Place by Emily Henry. I got this for $2. $2 motherfucking dollars. And I've heard mixed things about this book. There are people that love Emily Henry's books that did not love this one. And there are people that loved her books, but also love this one as well. So we shall see. I was planning on, like, when I was finally going to do an Emily Henry giving her a second chance vlog, I was planning on just going to the library and renting out the book and checking out the book. But now that I have the physical copy of it, I can just read it myself. So there's that. Then this is another popular author. I don't have any books in a hardback, so I was a little hesitant to get it for that reason alone. But I was like, you know what? Like I said, if I end up really enjoying the book, I can just purchase it in paperback. It's really easy to find at a cheaper price, not for $2, but it's really easy to find and like on a bargain. So this one is called The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. I love me some Kristen Hanna. Y'all already know. Kristen Hanna, if you guys didn't know, Kristen Hanna was an author that I read when I was in high school. And so I am recollecting all of her books. I used to have all of her books. And then as I became an adult, I just lost them all. And so I'm collecting them at every chance that I get. The next one is a trilogy. I didn't even know that they did bind-ups like this back then. But this one is Nora Roberts, Born in Fire, Born in Ice, and Born in Shame. I would assume that these are all in the same series. I could have sworn that they were all in the same series. But I don't really know a whole lot about what this one is about. I just know that I have a few Nora Roberts books, and I wanted to go ahead and add this one to my collection for her. And then this next beautiful book, this one is called Homecoming by Kate Morton. It is kind of historical, but not really. Okay, so let me explain. This one follows Jess, and she is originally from Australia, and she had been living in London for quite some time when she ends up getting a call from her grandmother because she had fallen and she needs to go back to Australia to take care of her grandmother. Mind you, going back in the past, 1959, there was an incident that happened on Christmas Eve. In this incident, somebody was, and essentially fast forward to when Jess goes back to her grandmother's house. She's taking care of her grandmother, and when she finds a book that has information about this case that happened in 1959. And the more that we kind of follow Jess and the more information that she uncovers through this book, the more she finds out that there could be a connection between and her family. So I thought that that was interesting. I saw someone talk about this on TikTok, and I actually left the library. So I went to the library the first time, saw it, and I was like, I don't know. I already have 2 Kate Morton books that I haven't started yet, so I'm not sure if I'm even gonna like them. Maybe I should just wait and not go crazy. But then I don't know how, but TikTok, the algorithm, had this book all over my page, all over my For You page, and so I was like, you know what? Let me just go back and get it. And I'm glad I did, because Kate Morton has really good reviews on that book. Then we had another auto buy. It was self-explanatory. Like I just had to have it. This one is Colson Whitehead's Crook Manifesto. It's not talked about as much as Razorblade Tears. It's not as popular as that one, but I wanted to go ahead and pick this one up. I've seen it here and there, but just not nearly as much. I didn't look at the synopsis of this book, but I'm excited to get into this one. I'm probably going to end up doing like a contemporary fiction, literary fiction vlog, and I'll end up including this author in it, so we shall see. And then the very last novel, this one is a little bit more outside of my comfort zone. She is a thickie, and it's an author that I've never heard of before. The cover is kind of what sparked my attention, and then reading the synopsis is what kept mine. So this one is called The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. First of all, look at the end papers. Those are so cute. It's very simple, but very cute. So what really got me for this to like give it a try, because again, this is something that's outside of my comfort zone. The synopsis, I will say, it doesn't really give too much about what the story is about, especially with the synopsis being so short and the book being this damn thick. But the last little paragraph, it says, The Bee Sting, Paul Murray's exuberantly entertaining new novel, a portrait of post-crash Ireland, a tragicomic family saga, and a dazzling story about the struggle to be good at the end of the world. So I was like, okay, it's only $2. And worst case scenario, if I end up losing interest in wanting to pick it up, or if I end up not liking it or not capturing my attention, I'll just donate it to a local library or redonate it back to my library. But I thought that that was interesting. It's an author that I've never heard of before. But needless to say, the ones that I'm most excited about are the Kristen Hanna and Emily Henry books, and then the Adelaide Forrest books. Those ones I'm the most excited about. I would say Adelaide Forrest, those books, once I get the book 1 and 2, probably going to end up reading those immediately. And I'm just so happy about the books that I picked up from the local library. I did not know that they would have so many different options. And mind you, these were the ones that I decided to buy. There was many more there. But anyways, those are the books that I got from my local library. If you guys haven't tried shopping at your local library, try. They probably have a little section that you probably never knew about, that has really cheap books from people that have donated books to the library, and they're just trying to make a little extra shmoney for the library. It's a great way to support your library. It's a great way to get yourself into the library and get yourself familiar with the library. But I will definitely be visiting my library more often to get as many books as possible, or to see what kind of selection that they have, because you never know. I even saw some book of the month books in there. Like, I've seen so many books since I've been in there, but these are just the ones that I decided to go ahead and proceed and purchase. But yeah, those are the books that I got. Thank you guys again for watching, and if you guys like this kind of video, like and comment down below. Comment if you've read any of these books, specifically any of the ones that like I don't know anything about. If you've read them, please let me know. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.